Levi and Amanda. It's so great to have you both here to be able to sit down and talk with you both. We're really excited to have you here, and Levi, to have you as our senior pastor at Calvary Chapel, Ridgecrest. And we'd love to share with the community and the congregation a little bit more about you and your passion and love for God. Mm-hmm. So where have you joined us from, and what is your ministry background?
First off, I just want to thank everybody for making us feel so welcome and just pleasant to be around. And it was a big move. We came from southern Idaho. It had already started snowing. So we moved from southern Idaho to here, which took about 6 weeks. Because before we moved here, we had just moved into a different house. And so most of our stuff was already in boxes. So we just kind of threw it in the U-Haul and headed down. But yeah, it's just it's an honor and a real privilege to be here. Never set out to be a pastor. I did start out in Buell about 10 years ago. Is when I first really got serious about Jesus and really wanted that relationship, and so I was always at the church. And eventually, my pastor Jackie Roberts, he said, "Well, why don't you come work for us?" And so that was just easier for him than to ask me to do things. If he just paid me to do the bad stuff, then it was easier for him. But background, I started out in the youth group. Started with the junior high kids, and they really motivated me to want to know the Bible more, because I wanted to be able to answer any question that they may have. Some of the kids in the group knew Jesus longer than I did. So I had to, they really pushed me to know the Word and to study a lot. And from there, I just fell in love with the Word, fell in love with God, went to as many Bible studies as possible, and then just moved up in the church. And we went from junior high to high school youth group and led a few missions trips overseas and into Mexico, and then eventually we went into children's ministry to just kind of be more well-rounded and things like that. So I been an associate pastor for about 3 years there, and got blessed with this opportunity here.
Yeah. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, it seems like you have worked in a lot of different areas in the church, so that's really awesome. And yeah, you can always learn a ton from kids.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
That's great. So you told us a little bit, about your background. How about your family? And Amanda, feel free to share as well.
So my better half here is Amanda. She keeps me in line and heading down the right direction. And without her, there's no me. So we're a team. We try to stay on the same page as much as possible. And we've been married for going on 3 years, and so we're still newly married, I guess you could say, and she's my partner, and just blessed to have her as well.
Equally. I feel the same way.
That's great. That's awesome. When did you decide to follow Jesus, and how did you really come to know the Lord?
So about 7 years ago, I got really sick, and I was put in a medically induced coma, and I was literally on my deathbed, about to die, and that's where I finally accepted Jesus and wanted to do something else. My best effort as a man got me on my deathbed. And because of Jesus, I'm here today and able to lead this church and help this community get closer to Jesus.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how God, works in everybody's life and can turn things for the good, definitely. So, All right. And how would you describe your ministry leadership style?
I like to be out front. I like to be hands-on. I like to be doing the work. It's one thing to teach it on Sunday morning. It's another thing to live it Monday through the rest of the week. And so that's that's my style. I just, if there's something that needs to be done, I just go out and do it. Love going on mission trips, love, helping the less fortunate. So hopefully that works out.
Great, yeah. Lots of opportunities in Ridgecrest for that, so great. And Levi, what is a story that you shared to encourage others? I know you kind of just shared one, but maybe another one where you truly saw God working in your life, and you like to share that story to encourage others.
There's several. Really, if we look back on our lives, we can see God's fingerprints on all of it, and if we're diligent to look and see, we can just see God leading and guiding. At least in my case, I spent 15 years in the Army as a medic and practicing medicine, and spent several years in combat. And I've been in Humvees where it gets blown up and I'm the only one left. And we've been in buildings that blow up and firefights. And at the end of the day, you sit back and say, why me? Why am I left? What's the point? And just spent things like that. Just over the course of my life, I've seen God, have his hand on me, protecting me from certain situations. And you never know why until, you end up a senior pastor one day in Ridgecrest and just wonder, how did you get here? And it's just been God leading everything along the way.
That's awesome. I love that, especially right now. I think, so many people, it's like, why is this happening or what's going on? And it just shows, you just trust God and keep putting your faith in him and he'll see you through it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So why did you choose Calvary Chapel of Ridgecrest to become a senior pastor?
Well, I think God chose it for us. If I'm honest, my wife is from Joshua Tree, which is, 2.5 hours in the desert. And she didn't want to come back to California per se. And I wasn't looking to leave Idaho. It was just an educational opportunity. My senior pastor and I had a talk, and he thought it'd be good for me to come down and do the candidate process. It's nothing I had never done before, or like I said, never wanted to do. I was happy where I was, and so we took the opportunity and we came down, and I guess we did well in the interview. They asked us to come back and teach, so came back and taught, and we thought that was it. I figured there was better people out there, more qualified. I wouldn't have thought in a million years that they would choose me, but God's will, and so I just couldn't get it out of my head. I couldn't get the people or the community out of my head, and as much as my flesh wanted to stay, the Spirit kept tugging at me, and so that's why we're here. And to be honest, we've loved it ever since we got here.
That's great. Yeah. Ridgecrest has a lot of unique qualities, and
it
one
does.
of it is definitely the people here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're so kind. Such a loving community everywhere we've gone so far. And it's just so beautiful here, too. The desert's nice.
You see the beauty in the desert. Yes, that's great. What are your plans, if you have already kind of been thinking, what are your plans for Calvary Chapel?
Well, I had two very wise men tell me, don't go changing a bunch of things right away. And so really we're just going to sit back this first year and not make too many changes unless there's something that really needs to be done. But we just want to get to know the community, get to know the people, listen to their needs, their wants, and see what they need. And then we'll go from there.
I love that. That's great. Amanda, what are you looking forward to most, in being here at Calvary Chapel in Ridgecrest?
I'm excited just to be here because I really enjoy getting to know people. So I'm really excited just to get to know, just like Levi said, everybody in our congregation, outside in the community, and just get to love them and get to know them. like Levi said, get to know what the needs are and see if there's a way I can be an attribute and come alongside him and, over time, of course. And so we're just excited to be able to get ignited. We're hungry.
Yeah.
So
that's great. Well, we're excited to have you, definitely. So in what ways do you see us as a church growing in the Lord?
Well, right now it's really difficult across the world with COVID and those restrictions. And I think hungry people will search out the Lord. And that's what we want to do, is we want to love the community. We want to share the word. And I think Jesus will bring the people in.
People are definitely in a time of searching, that's for sure. Yeah. Is there anything else you would like to share with the congregation or the community? Anything else about you or Amanda?
We're just real excited to be here. We, like I said, we fell in love with the place as soon as we moved in. And we just want to encourage those who are sick and tired of being sick and tired to come give Jesus a try. Come see the church, or if you're at home due to COVID, join us online. We'd love to be part of the community. We'd love the community to be part of our church. And so hopefully we can all just open our arms and welcome each other. And if you need to be loved on, come on in and we'll show you some love.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you both for sharing your story with us, Levi. We all look forward to hearing from you this Sunday at Calvary Chapel. For those listening, if you have not attended Calvary Chapel, we meet on Sundays at 10 a.m. at 210 East Springer. And as Levi mentioned, we also have the service live streamed on our website, www.calvarychapel Ridgecrest. So we hope to see you. Thank you.